Evening, people. Welcome to BNR. Welcome to another show. It's been an eventful 24 hours, back and forth on the pitch, off the pitch. But here we are, back again. Liverpool are back again on the plane. Some are in Dubai, some are on the ocean beach, and enjoying life, enjoying the end of the season. And if Arsenal fans really thought they did something against the league leaders, the champions, then maybe there's some sort of reality that's set in today after they saw Liverpool on holiday a couple of weeks before the season finishes. But here we are. It's me, Asim, and my two trusted disciples. They'll never do any talks without me knowing to any other channels. Not that I hope anyway. But Avi, you've been away. You've not been really in talks with those other channels, have you? Hope you're good. Looking leaner today, man. Is it just the cap, the jumper, the beard, the face? Tell me.
As you know, I've been in diplomatic matters, been dealing with the ceasefire of Pakistan and India, bringing the countries, conjoining them together once and for all. Yeah, we shouldn't have had this partition in 1947, but it is what it is. No, just been busy, Asim. Wife stresses, life stresses, family stresses. But everything's good, man. Everything's good. Like, I don't know, maybe a few pounds here and there down due to stress, but a long way to go. A long way to go.
You're not using the app, are you? Sort yourself out.
Like an AI live version.
Talking of apps and talking of what did I say? Talking of apps and whatnot, Gina, you look good in that light blue. Is something you want to tell us? Are you switching sides for next season? Are you going Man City?
Listen, I've got my Liverpool cup on here. Right? Everybody knows I'm tired.
Before we go into it, yeah, Gina, you went to Turkey, and I know you've been doing the Qadri and the pistachio. Did you get the hair transplant?
Can we have a reveal?
Do this. Just do this one time.
I don't need to do it.
Sure.
I want to be.
Show us the hair.
I haven't been to Turkey for a hair transplant, Avi. I don't need it yet. When I need it, I'll get one. Avi, when did you get yours? So how many years has it been? 5?
I happily admit I get my hair transplants in Mexico. Done. Yeah, I do.
Wait, do you not know? It's been twice.
I thought it was
I'm doing a new one now. I'm going to do stem cells. At the end of the year, I'm going to do stem cells. So they don't actually use hair roots. They just inject some stuff into the front side of your hair. Yeah, I've got no shame in admitting.
I've got no shame.
Stem cells, liposuction, Ozempic. Although I would recommend
the fat shot. So where did they pluck it out from, Avi?
No, the stem cell is.
No comment.
Do they pull out your ass and pull my head?
The actual grafting starts from the back of the head. But people take hair from their chest as well to put it on their hair as well. If it's the same sort of like length and stuff, yeah.
Go on.
We're gonna get all sort of answers down in the comments.
I know.
Are you on this too as well?
No. The Roger works fine.
Let me just quickly tweet, man, and let people know we live. But Avi, let's go back 24 hours. You went on the show yesterday. It was an eventful day. I quickly chatted to you this morning, and you sort of told me that you felt sorry for Trent. I think that a lot of fans probably did. But there was a lot of debate and discussion around why you should boo or you shouldn't boo. You should be entitled to express what you think. Where do you sit in the whole discussion?
First and foremost, fans can do what they please. If they want to boo or cheer Trent Alexander-Arnold, they can. That's on their that's on their prerogative. What do I make of the situation? I thought Slot kind of made he's not made very many mistakes this season. That was one of his mistakes that you can say when backfired on him. People said that, oh no, maybe it was a ploy to play him to see the reaction. No, I don't think Slot's that kind of man. I don't think he's got that kind of personality. Someone like Fergie back in the day would have done it, like purposely played him so that the fans really show what they think of the player. But I just think Slot, I think the team, the club kind of misjudged it. I thought they probably thought if Trent comes on and gives them 20, we'll probably get a similar reception like we saw against Spurs. But I think the Spurs game was different, wasn't it? Because we wanted to win to secure and confirm the title. So everyone got, amongst it and start celebrating it. With Trent, Asim, look, I don't really want to see him. I said it before. If he's already signed to Real Madrid and he's already declared his intentions, he shouldn't be kicking another football at Liverpool Football Club. He shouldn't be, he shouldn't be participating in any games. He shouldn't be in the squad. But Slot, when kind of all balls in and said, no, look, I'm going to play him because I think he said the scoreline was 2-1 or 2-2, and he wants his best creative players there. But Trent's not going to be here next season. So we've got to look forward and look to the future and look of new creative possibilities without Trent Alexander-Arnold. It's best for the club and the player to actually part ways now. I wouldn't sell him to Real Madrid so that he could be there for the Club World Cup. He's got a contract till the 13th of July, I believe. Sit it out. I said, that's where I sit. He shouldn't be booed. He shouldn't be cheered. If I was at Anfield yesterday, I wouldn't have booed him, but I wouldn't have cheered him on either. So it's put a slight dampener on like the whole sort of title charge, the title win. Although the parade and the Crystal Palace game would be totally different. We're all going to be in jubilation. We'll all be in great spirits. But it's just, this little local lad, Scouse, gets the club. No one else gets it like the locals do. There's anger there amongst the fans. I understand why he's probably done it, why he's said what he said. Look, I want to go to Real Madrid. I want to experience something new. That's totally fine. But it hurts. It stings the locals for sure.
Were you surprised at the extent or the amount of boos that he got?
No, and they were loud and rapturous as well. You said it as well. I think you took some great videos as well.
Twitter. You were complaining about the quality of videos. Elon Musk has had an update on Twitter. Now, how you load it. Have you realized the best quality you could load up in was 1080? Now it's 2160. And it's really good quality. But sometimes, Avi, it depends on your reception. So my video could be really good, but if it's rubbish reception, it'll only load up in 420 or 320.
Or 720.
720 if you're lucky. If you go bad reception. But anyway, sorry.
The boos were loud. And I heard that there were fights amongst the fan base as well, which is a bit stupid and embarrassing. We need to be all mature about this. Look, we always say we back the manager. And maybe under Jurgen, if Trent showed his intentions, then it might have been different. Jurgen might have put out a rallying cry pre-press conference and said, listen, we're going to be behind every single player, whether they stay or leave. But this isn't. This is the Slot error. I think he just made a slight error in judgment, Asim. And look, he will learn from it. He will realize now, look, going forward, the Brighton game and the Crystal Palace game, I think we won't see Trent Alexander certainly not start. I don't think we'll see him in the squad.
Does he deserve that?
You're on mute, Asim.
No, his mic's gone off. Speak.
Hello.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Avi. Do you think he deserves that? He's been a contributor along the season, a popular member of the squad. He's still vice captain. Does he deserve to be like filtered out to the squad and just keep a low key?
Yeah, he does. Look, he's been a great servant. He mentioned 20 years, but he's given us 9 great years of his, of what he's been capable of doing. He's won us matches, single-handedly turned the tide in a game, in big games, 2 league titles, this and that. I get all that, Asim. But the way the situation is right now, it's better for him to be left out, because does he want to continue hearing boos? Does he want to continue coming on off the bench against Brighton with the away fans? The Liverpool away fans will be booing him. Does he want that at the Palace game? Does he want to ruin celebrations in Anfield? I don't know, Asim. It's not a good look any way you look at it. Why did he have to release that video? He could have waited at the end of the season. There's a reason for why he's released this video 3 games to go, is because they probably want to tie up the Madrid deal so that he's available for the Club World Cup.
Just to play a devil's advocate, if he waits till the end of the season and goes, then he'll be called a coward. When is the right time?
He's going to get called a coward now anyway. He gets called.
Exactly, that's my point. He came out early to tell you.
He's a coward, but if he had waited 3-4 games, he would not got the boos. Because against Spurs, we saw people cheering him, singing his name.
So he can't win then, can he?
But he didn't. He hadn't announced that though. He hadn't announced at the Spurs game.
He should have announced at the end of the season. But there's a reason he's not done that, and he's done it 3-4 games to go, is because they probably want to tie up a deal with Real Madrid quickly, where
There
they
you
give
go. So again, personal interests again, isn't it?
it is
So it pisses you off. It pisses off the fans. Look, at the end of the day, look, yesterday, Avi, I was today. I tweeted something about I've seen the greatest fullback of all time, Paolo Maldini, get booed by his own fans, and that was nothing to do with his how good he was as a footballer. It was more about the person. So, and I look at Trent, and it's probably the same thing. We know that the footballer is an unbelievable footballer, and he's given us, in terms of what he's done for the football club, fine. But the person, with everything, how everything's panned out, he's a piece of shit. How he's gone about everything, and that's the truth. That's why the fans are pissed off, because you've given us all this spiel. It is what it is. But for me personally, Avi, I was at the game yesterday, and I mentioned it yesterday. I wasn't. When he touched the ball and he got booed when he's wearing the red shirt in a game, that didn't sit right with me. But everything else, I agree with. Even the boost coming onto the pitch, and after the game, I have no issue with that. I'll be straight. But when he's playing and on the pitch,
Yeah,
it looked wrong. That's me who goes to town on, and I went to town on him, because when he's wearing the red and he's playing for your team for that 90 minutes, maybe you have to, sometimes you have to support the player, even though he's a piece of shit.
yeah. And puts a message on. I saw this on Twitter. This wasn't news. There's so many people so many players at halftime, along the touchline, warm up on their own. So I don't know why people were making this news.
There's a video with him with the football or something by himself or something.
Yeah, at halftime, so many players week in, week out warm up on their own. Some, generally speaking, have like a partner where they just knock it about. Some would just like to dribble and just go into their own little space. And so I don't know why this made news, honestly. But Gene, where do you Avi thinks he shouldn't be in the squad? And if he's not in the squad, is he on that bus then? Would you put him on the bus?
I told you before, he won't be on the bus.
But what don't you think his mates would want him on the bus?
Trent Alexander-Arnold will not be on the bus. Don't care what his teammates think.
I don't think that's going to happen. I think he is going to be on the
Avi,
bus.
I don't think. Avi, we saw Dominic Szoboszlai tried to calm the fans down.
I think
that tells you something.
I think in the next 2 weeks,
Robbo's interview, he spoke so highly of Trent. Yes, he's okay with us. Look, I was okay with that interview. In the day, he's his teammate, player, best friend, all that type of stuff. And what he said was fine. But I think he will definitely be on the bus, but I wouldn't play him. He does not play another minute.
Asim, I think he'll be a Real Madrid player before 13th of July, and he'll be in USA for the Club World Cup. So he won't.
Would you be okay with Avi?
I couldn't give a shit anymore, Gene. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but that's still.
Why should we give him the?
Gene, you can say that. Look, it's a coward answer. I tell you what it is. For the last year, and look, Gene, you maintained from day one. Yeah, you said it early on, maybe late December 2024. That boys, you said it to us. You said it to me, Asim. You said it to a few others in the group. Trent Shuti. Shuti means basically he's gone. And you've maintained that throughout the year. We obviously had hope. Maybe there'll be a U-turn. Maybe the ex-players like the likes of Sturridge and whatnot, maybe has said a word to Trent. Stay, build your legacy. This is the club. Maybe Jurgen could have intervened. Who knows? But look, he's gone. Asim, it's gone very tiresome now with the Trent. He's been he's dragged on for the best part of 18 months. And initially we thought, oh, he's definitely going to stay. But let's move on. I think he's a Real Madrid player ready for this USA.
There hasn't been an offer yet from Real Madrid.
I think they'll come. And we'll accept whatever it is, 800,000, 1.5.
Why should we accept 800,000? Why should we give him, Trent Alexander-Arnold, the satisfaction of going to play in the Club World Cup?
We shouldn't. We shouldn't.
So wait till the end contract's finished. Well, 800 grand, look, I know it's a lot of money to people like me, us guys, yeah, and everybody else probably. But in footballing terms, it's nothing. So why should we give him the satisfaction, Avi? Tell him to do one. Tell him, no, stay here, mate. You can go when it's time for you to go. That's the truth. It is what it is. Why should we give them the satisfaction? No, so I do. The only way I will allow it is if we went to Real and said, there's a player there that we want who's available. We want first dibs on that player, like a Rodrigo, like a Tchouaméni. If there is one out there that Liverpool are really interested in, then I get it. Okay, he's gonna f off anyway. If you get first dibs on a Rodrigo, TK, fine. You know, I'd be all right to crack on with that. That's the only thing that I will allow.
But,
Go on,
Jim,
Abby. Go on.
yesterday's atmosphere. Yesterday's atmosphere was which was loud even on the TV.
It was toxic.
It was toxic. So why would we bring that toxicity on the bus parade where there's going to be a million?
Because what I would say is, Avi,
a million
what-
people.
no, let me go. What I would say is bring him on a bus, Avi. The players are there. You in a way you're shielded by the players. There
And plus, Avi, so sorry, Asim.
on the pitch when you go, like you know when he came on, and I think it was a deliberate ploy from Slot. Like maybe he didn't, and I agree with you. He was naive and he misread the level of Trent going to Madrid and how the Liverpool fans are feeling. But I think he kind of expected it, but not to that extent. And the reason why he tried to shield him with a triple substitution, where he just sort of gets, if it was a single substitution, it would probably been louder. But I think that was a deliberate ploy that just went wrong. And I agree with you. I'd be very, very surprised. But I mean, there's been talk about Liverpool, when you won the lot with Liverpool, and we did it with Naby, we did it with Wijnaldum and the rest of the players. We even give them a little presentation.
Oh, Polija, that ain't
Exactly.
happening.
You won't get
Exactly. That's not going to happen.
Look,
That's not
the
gonna
parade,
happen.
Asim. The parade, Avi, with respect, look, you see the team boss for literally 5 seconds, 10 if you're lucky. Yeah? I'm not going to wait for that bus or anybody else out there who's waiting for that bus when it's going through the streets of Liverpool and see it for 10 minutes and boo for that 10 seconds just because Trent's on it. Nah, man. You that 10 seconds, you want to be bloody cheering for the team. And that's what you'll see. So that's why I think Trent will be on that bus. How long are you going to boo for? 10 seconds, 5 seconds? That's what you're going to see him for. Maximum. So it is what it is, man.
He can be the bus driver.
No, we can have a bus. We can have a separate bus behind the main bus with him and Darwin on it.
I'm sure there's a bus before that. Anyway, there'll be there's always that. There's always one that obviously lets out the red bloody flames. What do you call it? The confetti and all that type of stuff. So he can be on that one.
Yeah.
Not even the family one, the confetti one.
We joke and we laugh and we're angry, but it's a very sorry situation.
It is.
It could have been handled so much better from all parties, including the club, including his brothers, his agents, whoever, his PLG agency.
Man. It was handled.
It could have been handled so much better, Gene, from day one.
80% of it is on Trent Alexander-Arnold, yeah? And I'm flipping, listen, and I've gone to town on the owners, Avi, but what do you, with respect, this is on him. It's got nothing really to do with the owners. The owners, if Salah and Van Dijk have signed, who are you to say that he hasn't?
That's his orange device. It's on.
Yeah, ask him. If Salah and Trent have, Van Dijk have signed, then why are you blaming the owners? We got him signed at the end of the day. This guy we would have got signed if it wasn't for him wanting to leave the football club. So look, this one is not on the owners. It's on Trent himself.
There's a comment here. Asim wants the rat on the bus so other players get eggs thrown at them. Bad idea. Like if you going down to the parade with the idea of throwing eggs, whether it's Trent or anyone else, then I don't think you should be at the parade. Let's be honest.
No, you're right.
And it's true though, man. Yeah,
no, come on, man.
It should be a line.
We waited 30 years to win a title. A title where we've got fans where we can actually celebrate, and you think they're going to celebrate and let a rat, tarnish that title win? No chance. Liverpool won't allow that. The fans won't allow it. They're going to go out there. They're going to have a good time, and we will have a good time. We'll be actually celebrating a title win, whereas Arsenal, I can see Alamin's in the building. Arsenal will be twiddling their thumbs and watching us celebrate our title win, Alamin. Anyway.
Yeah, but I repeated this. I said this yesterday, Gene, is like the amount of. I know we probably sort of go into it as well. If a big player, if Saka leaves, Arsenal, we'd troll them and throw a few jokes around. But joking aside, I think deep down every fan base know and really understand why Liverpool fan base can be upset. And what I would say is the guys who are booing, and I agree with you, Gene, because it became really, really toxic where people stopped watching the game. They would just turn their attention towards the cop and told them, look, shut the fuck up. And then people were just purposely, every time he touched the ball, every time they were clapping. And the booers, because they had a drink as well, and it became a whole drama within the whole football game where the booers wanted to outdo the applauders. So it became just a competition within the crowd, and
Yeah.
it didn't get received well. And I can understand why some of the fan base would, but in particular, just criticize that. But the thing is, where do you draw the line, Gene? Like the fan who is going in, week out will say, when do I get an opportunity to express my opinion or how I feel? I only get that chance when the player comes on the pitch. I can't put it on my social media. He's not going to see it. So when do you get it? And in Carragher's point of view, I don't agree with him necessarily. Where a week ago he was saying to every journalist and pundit and opposing fan, where don't tell us, the Liverpool fan base, or how to feel. This is an internal matter, and rightly so.
So when they act like that.
And when they boo, then you say, no, don't boo. Just sing Conor Bradley's name. But aren't you telling them how to feel and how to behave? Then let them behave.
No,
you might not agree with it, but you can't be on both sides. And to be honest with you, the likes of there's a few other journalists. I didn't see this until the show ended yesterday, and I only caught it this morning. Those journalists took a lot of stick where they called it ridiculous, and I think those journalists sometimes show that in these sort of situations show their true colors. Some of these journalists, and let's be honest, not even Liverpool fans, and it comes out and it reflects when these sort of situations pop up. But in terms of Carragher, I think he got away with it. Where what are you on about? You can't have it both ways. So
yeah,
let's be honest. We're going to still be talking about it. That the more we talk about it, and the more we say, Gene, where let's move on, we draw a line. But we will be talking about Trent next week in Brighton. Is he on the bench? Is he on the squad? And then next week again against Palace. But I wonder if the fans are thinking now, you know what? We've had our chance to let him know. And you know what? The next 2 weeks is going to be about celebrating.
Yeah, I think it should. Look, if I'm honest with you, Asim, it should be. That's what it should be about now. Go in there. We've waited a long time for this. We shouldn't let, like I mentioned, anyone, take center stage when there was a tough season where we've gone and actually won the title. We have to just go and enjoy it, and I think that's the important thing. But anyway, move on from Ratman. Let's talk about. Avi, talk about your boys. Avi, get it out, man. Avi, get it out. Even I'm looking forward to
what's happening.
This new device.
Before we talk about all other players, right? Let's talk about Luis Diaz. Yeah, what a player! Turned up, clutch. Last 7-8 games, he's got 25 GA, 17 goals for the season. He's had a good season, and you know what? I wouldn't sell him.
Avi, can I just say something? That interview that he gave that came out today in the morning, I was actually, I was so happy to see him actually come out and say that after everything that's happened with other players, all that type of for me to read that today, knowing that, you know what, he's 28, right? He's got, probably is his last big contract. We know that the type of money he's on. He's not on the best of money at this football club, but yet has come out and said he wants to stay. He loves this football club in terms of the Premier League. He's happy here and everything. I really want him to stay. And my real thoughts on him, on the season, as the season progressed, I thought, you know what, he had a good start, then faltered and then went missing. But to be fair to him, last 10 games, he's been brilliant. And I actually want him to stay at this football club. So props to you, Avi.
I think Asim alluded to it, and I think we all agree. I think Slott's a big fan of him because of his versatility, because of his availability, because of that endless running. And people will say, well, isn't a forward meant to be running? But he consistently gives us 100%. And look, while Salah has taken a little bit of a break last 6-7 games, and rightly so because of the energy and the efforts he's put in, Diaz has stepped up. Gakpo stepped up. So it's been it's good that for once we're not relying on Salah to close out the season. The others are chipping in. So fair play to Luis Diaz and Gakpo. And Cody Gakpo.
Well, it was bloody up to.
Cody Gakpo certainly has won us a league title, and so has Luis Diaz.
And if it was up to bloody Salah, he would have had a few more assists if it wasn't for bloody Diaz yesterday.
No,
Could have buried it, man. It's a good save though.
The minute that we see Salah fall off, we will find it'll be very obvious is when the chances dry up and the creation dries up. He's still creating 2-3 chances a game. It's just unfortunate boys who hit the target or hit the goalkeeper as of the chance on the weekend from Salah to Diaz. You know, he would have got 20 assists. I do want Salah to have that 30-20 though, and I hope he can get it at the Brighton or the.
How many does he need? Does he need two to equal?
Two more assists.
Two goals, 2 assists to get 50.
I think he will do it.
But I think it's 2 good GAs to get the most goal contributions.
He needs a brace and assist at least. Well,
And
he needs a goal and assist for Brighton.
There's a pen, man.
Yeah, he needs a pen.
He'll do it.
Hard,
Yeah,
man.
I think there will be. I think we might have a really good chance because Palace have got the FA Cup final after the last game, haven't they?
Yeah, so they're going to be resting a few now. They're going to be resting a few.
Okay, Mateta might be on the bench then. I mean, let's go to Frimpong.
Scored yesterday.
You said sorry.
Scored yesterday.
Scored yesterday. I saw that. Conflicting reports though today. Some are saying he's not going to come. He's only one of the options that Liverpool are considering. A few have come out with a few exclusives. His agent was in town today and got clipped in Manchester, I'm told. Where do you sit with the Frimpong? Too much noise? Too much no smoke without fire? Or a big, massive smoke screen?
I think there's definitely smoke. Look, he's one of the finer right backs in the world right now. Based on the last 2 years, especially last season at Bayer Leverkusen, they've had a bit of a drop off this season. Him and Grimaldo both, but we see the energy levels. You know, he's a live wire. He's got pace. He can glide past a player. Deficiencies are there defensively. We've seen that, but of course there's a lot of smoke when it comes to Frimpong because he's Dutch, he's British. He's played for big clubs like Celtic. Leverkusen league title winner at Leverkusen. Acknowledged Alonso yesterday as well with a nice post. So I'm sure there's genuine interest. I just think that there's other options as well, Asim. And if the other options, 1 or 2 options that are not available, I think Frimpong is a deal where they feel that they can literally press the red button anytime.
Avi goes is definitely an option, obviously being discussed in many media outlets. But he thinks there's some more. But do you think sometimes when this news gets broken, we're always 3-4 days behind, where this is a deal where it's going to get over the line really, really soon, where even the German media is talking about it. I think Romano was retweeting it today. And it ticks all the boxes. But do you think there will be a surprise in the end?
You're on mute. We need to really sort this out. You know that. Either you go on mute, Hazel, your mics are not working. Like, what's going on? You get the state-of-the-art equipment and nothing's working.
For once your mic's working.
Yeah, don't worry.
And you haven't got them 1960s headphones on.
Carry on.
Anyway, look, I'm okay with. Sorry, look, there's always a smoke screen. I mean, in the past we've proven that there's always at least 2 players.
He's back.
We have at least 2 players that in a position that which way we can go for. Generally speaking, we saw that for our left back where we went for. I forgot his name now, but we ended up signing Robbo. There was another one where we ended up signing Simicast the next day. So there will be other players that are in. And look, we saw. I'm sure there's links to Vanderson that came out today, but I think Frimpong is the one that we're probably thinking. Okay, Dutch connection. Been in the Prem, decent football, can play in multiple positions and make sense. And I look, I'm all in. I think even with this Vanderson, as long as we get these players in early and homegrown as well, Ali mentions, if we can get him in early, at the right back in early doors, it sets a precedent for the upcoming summer. This is not going to be. This is going to be one that we're going to go big And I just hope that we manage to get 1 or 2 in early. Then it just lifts it takes the pressure off us in that sense, where we can go for the next the next few months and bring in the actual players that we want. But I'm all in for Frimpong, man. Asim, you were probably one of the first ones that mentioned Frimpong a long time ago, telling us to be, watch out for Frimpong, watch out for Frimpong. There's news about his agent. Somebody posted some fours. I don't know how true this
Yeah.
is, but that his
You,
agent's in
you in
Manchester.
Manchester. What we should have sent you to Manchester Airport today. Just
I
grab him
was
for-
too busy today, man. I didn't know.
I
I
think
was looking to come
you-
here.
movement time, we call it movement
Send-
time.
Send some Dubai chocolate to the boys over in Dubai. Well, Avi, I spoke to someone who knows a few things.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
No. It's not my news. I'm just sharing with the viewers. This person, I'm not gonna give you the name.
He's actually perfecting this week by week. He's perfecting it. He's like, not my source, but someone that I know. So not my source, but someone that I know.
As long as that he's not giving me Avi sauce. Nah, Avi, but I have to say,
Here's
you know
my
what?
message.
Avi, you are right though. He's getting there, isn't it? He's getting there. He's getting there.
I'm playing to the
Listen,
audience.
Asim.
I'm
Yeah,
playing to
as
the
long as you're
audience.
playing to the audience, don't give me shit
No,
because I'll
no.
go
I
for you.
spoke to someone who knows, and I'm not gonna give you the name, but this person spoke about this deal today. And the message was, if they end up there, I think it's because there was nothing else that was doable. He's talking about Frimpong. I think signing a centre half who can play there in the event, because I was asking him, what if they don't do the Frimpong deal? And then he said, I think signing a centre half who can play there in the event of Gomez goes makes sense. I don't think they're impressed by the market either. And then I asked him about Chiesa and stuff, and then he said, and this is true as well. But if he's taking Chiesa's minutes, that's like not a lot of minutes then. So you're suggesting if Frimpong comes, it'll be mainly for the right back area, and they're not really impressed with the right back market. You agree? Because we mentioned about 10 right backs.
I think
Probably half of them we've never seen play.
I think there's a lot of young right backs who are not the full article, like the Martin Fernandez, who's been out of the Porto squad in the last 2 months. I think he's carrying a bit of a knock. There's obviously Miguel Gutierrez, the Girona right back. There's also Vanderson, who I personally like. I do like him a lot at Monaco. He's the near sort of Trent, sort of borderline. The way he can create.
Stylistically, yeah, I get you.
Stylistically, yeah. But yeah, I think it is a bit of a dead market, Asim. I think it's like this number 9 market. There's very few and far between number 9s out there right now. Bar Isaac, Gickeres, who you'd think, yeah, you know what, he's right for our club. So it's a bit hard.
See, when I saw us playing Arsenal, especially
Arno Martinez.
Yes, see, Gene, when I saw Liverpool play yesterday, and now every time I watch him play, I think like, how's it going to look like, without Trent? And when I saw it yesterday, and you were probably watching it, Bradley, closely as well, where he was like literally in number 10 positions, right up, and we were using him from deep as well, whether it was going diagonal through him on the underlap, on the overlap, down the middle ball from Van Dijk, where him or Szoboszlai was running beyond the defense. And it was that physicality. And I'm not surprised why the manager came out at the end and said, look, he was tired. And that might be something to do with him just coming back from injury as well, working his minutes. Because Conor Bradley's preseason, for me, starts now. And because for him, especially now with Trent leaving, he needs to tell the manager, show the manager that he can provide 30, 40, 50 games. Whether he can is another story in itself. But I don't think Liverpool will take that risk, in my opinion. But what it gives us, Frimpong, it gives me the impression that I can see why they'd want to bring someone like Frimpong, because those deep runs, that physicality, the running power, the speed, it gives Bradley the support, because I don't think we're going to try to replicate the way we play with Trent.
But, no chance. It's impossible to do that.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. But I would say we need a passer in midfield to compensate for the fact that Trent is going. But I can see why they want someone like wing back, because he does split opinion, and we've talked about it before, Chin, where people are saying he's rubbish defensively, he's a wing back and not a full back. Well, I'm sure the manager has some sort of plan for him.
Look, Conor Bradley, first and foremost, an unbelievable player. I'm glad that he's playing for Liverpool Football Club, and I'm glad we've got a player like him who can, come in and play in that position, and play it to a really really good level. And the guy has a high ceiling, and he will hopefully improve. Again, the only issue is his reliability. He's always gets injured, but we've seen on his lot with other players in this team. He generally manages the players really really well. Gravenberg, who hardly played any minutes the year before, got injured. He's played practically all season. Granted, he's fallen off over the last couple of months. He's not been the same player. But if we can give him another player in that position, hopefully that'll give that Gravenberg kick up the backside and a bit more help. And it's the same with Bradley. You need another player in there that, at least they've got some help in there. If it slightly does, go pear-shaped, or he has a bad couple of games, take him out, bring him back in, because you need to have players that are going to be good enough to play in multiple positions, that are good enough that they're going to push each other, because you need a squad, especially if you're challenging on all fronts. So I want us definitely to bring in a right back, and I want a Frimpong Asim. I want an attacking right back. I don't want a defensive right back. I want a guy, an attacker, because when I look at Salah sometimes needs a bit of help. He's not going to go, and especially you mentioned yesterday, players that are going to be good enough to make them runs past Salah, be good enough to receive the ball in them areas, the KDB run that you call it, where we've seen players like Frimpong and Bradley. That is the perfect. They two are the perfect profiles to be on the end of them balls. So look, I'm all for it, man. Look, whoever they buy, as long as they go and buy in them positions, I trust the board, I trust Slot that we will get it right.
Okay.
He's exciting. Asim, look, you can't.
Would you take him, Avi? Would you be happy with him? Like, if
Frimpong,
you had a choice from all the right backs, you mentioned a few, Wesley and Van der Sen and Reed and the lad Troide.
Gutierrez.
No, the Leipzig.
The Tweeder.
Guitida, yeah.
Streeter.
Yeah, that's the one. Out of them, if you had 40-50 million to spend, would you still go for Frimpong?
No, I would have taken Martin Fernandez a month ago. I would take Van der Sen now. I like Van der Sen. I like the look of him. He's a bit of a brute. He's physically he's filled out a lot more.
Yeah, he has.
His one-on-one stand-up defending is good. I like him. But Mark Khan says this Van der Sen guy.
Mark Khan says
I've not seen anything. And I've seen quite a couple of YouTube compilations. He doesn't look slow to me.
It's a good super chat by Alex. Big up, Alex. Thank you very much for sending this in. When last were the fans this divided over signing? It's a good point.
I don't think they're divided. I think they just want someone more, maybe, what do you call it? Asim, that word that we're looking for, more sort of robust, more defensively sound than attacking sound sort of thing. Because we've had Trent.
No, we don't want that. We don't want that, Avi. We don't want that. I don't want a defensive right back. Go for it, man. Play flying fullbacks again. I want to see flying fullbacks at Anfield. I want to see our fullbacks getting up and down. Yes, Abdullah makes the perfect, use a more polished right back, meaning you can do both jobs at a very good level, and that's what we probably want. I want players that are good, because 90% of the time, Avi, we have the ball and we're attacking. So I want attacking fullbacks.
The reason why, especially on the right hand side, Avi, is Trent is not going to underlap and overlap as much as Frimpong. Bradley, sorry, and Frimpong, you could argue as well. But he makes it up. And we saw that yesterday in the little 15-20 minute or half an hour cameo that he had some really unbelievable balls. There was a moment in the second half where I think it was late on where he put one into the area, whipped one in, and Slot turned to his bench. Yeah, turned to his bench and he said, "What a ball." And maybe this is the reason why he put him on, because he wanted to desperately win the game, and he's ruthless like that, black or white. I want to win the game. And obviously we've talked about the mistakes or how he misjudged that. But going back to Trent is, I think we need to compensate for that now. And the main reason I think we need to compensate for the Bradley's intensity is because we've talked about his injury record. And if you don't replace that, Avi, over a season, I think it's going to affect Salah. Especially Salah, maybe Szoboszlai as well, but Szoboszlai's got that running power. If you don't activate movement and intensity around Salah, who's not dynamic in terms of going on the outside of a player, you're going to affect his elite creativity.
Yeah.
Elite creativity. And if we don't,
You can't have Quansah in front of him, like, come on.
there you go.
With respect,
There you
you
go.
can't have a Joe Gomez making them type of runs or a Quansah making them type of runs. They're not good enough. So you have to have players that are good enough in them positions that are going to be able to do and make Salah's life easier because he's good enough to. We've seen, honestly, I am shocked, right? Or especially over the last 2 seasons, in terms of that ball that Salah plays, in terms of creativity. He's taken his game to another level in terms of creativity. So you don't want to take that away from him because he can't go, he doesn't have the pace, he doesn't possess the pace that he did from 4 years ago. Let's not take another massive attribute away from his game, regardless of Trent going, because that attribute is a huge, huge plus to us. And Frimpong and Bradley make it work. So he has to be a right back that is good, really good going forward.
Here's a question for you then, Avi. And we'll go on to the midfield. We all admit that we need to, without Trent, we're probably too reliant in build up as things stand with Van Dijk. So if Trent goes, we bring Frimpong. So we've got that intensity to cover and support Bradley. But we need a passer midfield, a controller, a tempo setter as well to support Gravenberch. But how would you go if there's an option to bring and use the Frimpong money on a really good tempo setter, someone like a Wharton, who everyone wants? We'll talk about Wharton because I do have my question marks against him, and Chino won't like it. But he's a good player; he can pass the ball. But does that, if you bring Wharton, you can't bring Frimpong in, yeah, and you have to use someone like Bajcetic to cover on that right, Gomez on that right. Which way would you go? Would you bring Frimpong in and do not bring anyone in midfield? Or would you use that money and get Wharton, which means you'd have to use.
So basically, it's Wharton, Bajcetic, or you go with Frimpong in it. That's what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
I'll get Frimpong in.
Okay. Gene?
Wharton's a delightful footballer, Gene. He's a brilliant footballer. Don't get me wrong on this. But I need to see a little bit more. Another season. Look, I get all this.
Yeah,
I get no.
the guy is
looking. I get all this. He's a young British hype and this and that. He's a marvelous footballer. The first 3-4 months he was a bit injured. His form was out of place. He got subbed off against us in half time. He's had a brilliant back end of the season. The last 15-20 games has been last 15 games has been much better, brilliant. But am I ready to drop 80-90 million on him? 80 million.
No, but it's 70 million, man. Who's going to pay 90 million for him? Nobody's paying.
I still wouldn't pay 70 million for him. I think, Asim, we will still get a midfielder in though.
So right, wait, one second. Let me get this right.
Hold on. That's why I have been talking up this Southampton midfielder, that Mateus Fernandes. I've been talking him up a lot because he makes a lot of sense. For 30 million, he makes a lot of sense.
Is he a tempo setter though?
Yes, he can play. He can. He's a volume passer. He can tackle. He's got a bit of everything. He has a bit of everything, Asim. He's a very good footballer.
So he's worth checking out tonight, yeah?
I think you should be checking him out since I said his name.
Right. Okay. You, Avi, said you're not 100. Are you 100% in for what's his name?
Frimpong.
Frimpong.
You said you wanted it. He's not my first choice, but doesn't mean that I wouldn't want him at the club. He's not
over Wharton. So if you don't, he's not your first choice, but you'd still take him over a Wharton.
Yeah, because they're two different positions. We need a right back.
I know they're two different players, but I know we need a right back. But that doesn't mean we're not going to sign any right back.
You know when I see a Wharton, Gina, this might be your lack of European knowledge, unfortunately. Yeah, but when I see a Wharton, I see 10 other midfielders in Spain doing the same thing. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but there's I can name you 10, 15 players now outside of England, who do the same thing that Rice does, and Rice is 106 million. I'm not dropping 70 million on Wharton. I'm sorry.
Who? You name me a few, innit?
Genie, you know
name me a few, innit? Look, the guys come up with a claim, Asim, saying there's 15 midfielders in your.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Yeah, give me one then. Give me a name a few. I'll go on YouTube them as well. Go on. Totos, give me a few. Why are you talking shit for?
Javi Guerra of Valencia.
I've seen him play, Guerra. He's not. I've seen that guy play. He's a decent player, man. He's not Wharton level.
Asim, he's saying names.
Level, Guerra.
Gene, let him name.
Why are they going to let me finish saying the names? or you're gonna interrupt every name.
Fucking
Johnny
YouTube it.
Cardoso of Betis. Javi Guerra is a great midfielder. Mateus Fernandes would be a good volume passer. If we're talking about volume passing like Adam Morton, yeah, he's not left-footed though. Angelo still is a very good footballer. He doesn't just have to just sit in the six. A good footballer.
Apparently he got injured on the weekend.
Schumanni might be available. He could do that role.
Who?
We're talking about volume passer. Schumanni could do that role.
Schumanni.
Why? You want
Schumanni about 67. Oi, you can't spend 60-70 million pounds on Schumanni. Keep it pouring.
Tina, would you take Schumanni over Morton? Would you take Schumanni over Morton? No, hold on.
Who?
Would you take Schumanni?
One second.
He says he's named 3 8s.
Wait, hold on.
Oi, but visionary is okay. He watches European football, bro. He watches European football. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
We don't particularly play with all eights.
Nico Barella, I would take over any other player, but he's not that player that we need. Right now.
Adam Morton isn't a set 6, yeah? He's an 8 as well. We've seen him play different positions under Olivier Glasner's this 3-5-2 system that they play at Crystal Palace. He plays very differently, Gina. You know that as well. He can give and go. He can take the ball forward. He can stride with the ball forward. There's many Adam Whartons. I'm not spending 70 million on Adam Wharton. I'm not Asim. Not yet.
No, Gino, what?
Okay, just admit you're chatting shit about these 15 midfielders. We can move on. Anyway.
No, of course. They can all do the job.
You don't know what you're on about.
Asim,
You seriously don't know what you're talking about.
Asim, I've talked about Javi Guerra since the back end of last year, 2024. Yeah, he would easily fit in our midfield 3. He's got a combination of everything. Give me Javi Guerra for 25-30 million from Valencia. 40, and I've saved you 40 million there as well.
Avi, please. You know what? Please, Avi. Where's that comment gone? Please. Why are you doing Asim, man?
Let him do it.
There, thank you. Avi. Okay, you're definitely okay, You're definitely okay. Please, Avi, respect the comments, please. Respect them. Respect the comments. Football knowledge and player knowledge, stick to exclusives. Get your orange thingy out. That's you. Leave the football here.
Asim, when I scout a player, everyone knows about it, okay? I'm just telling you that. Now, if you're telling me that Adam Wharton is the be-all and end-all for our 8 or a 6 or hybrid role that you want to see.
I never said that. I never said that. See, now you're lying.
He's not that guy.
Adam Wharton, for me, the question was...
Hold on. And who told you about Pablo Barrios? Who told you about Pablo Barrios too? Thank you very much.
Look, there you go. That's actually fair. But you know what, Avi? You mentioned so many names. No, you mentioned a million names. You've forgotten them all. Asim has mentioned 15 midfielders in
Johnny Cardoso, who will do a better job than Wharton will do for us.
What that Adam Wharton is the truth, mate. That's all you need to know.
And this is the problem that I have.
Adam Wharton is the truth.
You know what I was going to say, earlier on.
League football. They don't have a clue about European football. I'm sorry.
Why are you hurting for you now? Just because I schooled you a little bit.
They don't have a clue about European football.
Avi, you're out.
Asim, do you know when they have a clue? When players like Mateus Fernandes, who I was talking up when he was at Sporting Lisbon, go to Southampton, and then everyone says, "Oh, Chip, you were right. Blue Chip is the truth. Chip, you were right." So when you say to me Adam Wharton, you're only saying that because he's British and he plays for Crystal Palace. He's absolutely dirty.
Oh, Avi, I got you today, mate. I made him go.
I don't rate him. We've seen Declan Rice get schooled. £106 million player get schooled by the PSG midfielders. How much was Fabian Ruiz? How much was João Neves?
Avi, with respect, them bastard schooled us in the fucking first leg. So let's go. Look. PSG, they took the piss out of us.
Before we say order. I'm talking, competing with a guy in Chile who said Fabio Cavalli would be a Ballon d'Or.
Look at that. This is when you know Chine's got him. Avi,
Fabio Cavalli would be Ballon d'Or. He can't even get into the Brentford reserves. He can't even get into the Brentford.
What's wrong with you, man? Avi, today I got to you. I really hurt you today. Avi, I really hurt you today.
I don't rate Wharton as highly as you do.
Look,
he's good.
No, it's the way he said it.
I think a couple of seasons ago, he gave an absolute clinic for Crystal Palace. But he's gone missing in season.
Avi.
He's not ready for that move yet. That's what I'm saying.
Now he's Avi.
If you're saying, I'm not ruling him out for a big summer move or a big move next year, but he needs another season at Palace. At the moment, he needs to do this over a course.
You know what will happen, Avi? You know, this is what will happen, and you can write this down. Save this clip. Adam Moore and Asim will have an unbelievable season, and then you know what we're gonna say? 120 million, 100 million. We can't afford him. That's exactly what's gonna happen.
Okay,
That's
Junaid,
what else happens. There's
okay,
so many.
okay.
Well, Avi, let me finish. Let me relax. Yeah, yeah. We want then Avi's gonna say, China, yeah, we can't pay 150 million. My uncle will have the money to pay that money. So his uncle's gonna say, nah, it doesn't fit our bill, doesn't fit our profile, it's too expensive now. This is what happens. But look, I love Adam Moore, and I think he's a fantastic footballer. I think, at the start of the season, yes, as Avi, look, he should have moved. He's too good to play for
Okay,
this team.
okay,
He's
okay.
too good.
Gene,
Look at some Avi. The guy is so much. He deserves a bigger club. Yes, at the start of the season, he wasn't with it. World Cup, didn't play, went there, didn't play a game, wasn't right. But boy, the last 15 games I've seen this kid play, he has been phenomenal.
that's a
That's
sample
me.
size.
Asim, Avi, the guy's been class.
You can't go off by that sample size. But Asim, Gene was the same guy, and there's no banter. You said last summer you were ready to drop 100 million on Wharton. How wrong you were. How wrong you were.
And there was a reason why I said that, though.
Why?
I'll tell you why. Look, at that time, Avi, look, when I say, no, let me finish. See, Evan, now he just wants to laugh for the sake of it.
No,
right?
You were ready to drop 100 mils. Were you ready to drop 100 mils last summer on Adam Wharton?
Yes. And
So
then now,
all the comment, before you come at me, you've heard the truth.
Can I finish?
Now you may elaborate.
Thank you. Look, we needed at that time. Gravenberg we didn't have a 6. We felt as though we had to go and buy a 6. Zubamendi deal went down the pan, 55 million. At that time, there was a bit of desperation, Avi. We had money. We felt as though we've got money to go and spend. I thought at that time, this lad is definitely worth at least 70 million. Right? But when you're going for an England player who's premium, who when the whole world knows that you're going to have to pay a lot more.
He's not an England player.
In England at that time. Avi, at that time, please.
He's not an England player. He's not an England player.
England squad. He was in England squad.
He's had one or two caps. He's not an England player.
Avi, I'm talking about England squad. He was at the World Cup. See, Avi coming for no reason. People are laugh at you.
He was in the World Cup squad last year.
There you go, Asim. He doesn't know fuck all about Euros.
Euros last year. You just said World Cup.
Look at
Asim, he just said World Cup. We were the Euros last year. Old age. I told you, dementia is getting you quicker than you think.
This guy's.
He just said, Asim, Adam Wharton was in the World Cup squad last year.
That's what I meant in it, Avi. Look, he's coming for me for no reason now. Yeah, right. Euro squad, right? So you had to go and pay premium. So I was willing to go and pay premium on the player because we really, really needed a 6. This lad, and then obviously the first start of the season wasn't great. He has crazy potential and crazy ability, and he's played in the Prem for a couple of years. Go and spend. I think you get him for 78 million. Go and spend the money, and you will.
The reason why Adam Wharton is liked is because I think he's a risk taker. He can play a pass.
Oh, you're right. Passing is different level, man. His passing is actually different level.
I checked it last week, Avi. Just to give you
Avi, let him finish now. He's going to give us a bit of a.
Just to give you an idea of why Trent averages around 8 to 9 progressive passes from right back. Wharton averages 7.9. Now, there is a caveat to that. The defensive midfielder, especially if you play through him, is going to play a lot more volume of passes. So the progressive passes will generally be more as well. But I think he's a risk taker. The only problem, and I mentioned this earlier, Gene might not like it, is whenever I do watch him, I do like his the way that he counter presses. He's got those long legs, and he can win a duel. But I just feel like Gene is he the press resistant midfielder that we need? And I try to get some numbers on him, but these websites don't give them. So I sent a few messages to people who get them, and I want to see these because they will give me stats of how many times he's dispossessed when in a situation in a tight space and all these, because then I don't watch him over the season. I can only go by 2-3 games and a load of comps. But one thing that stands out to me, I'm slightly concerned if you're going to play McAllister, especially on a day where we need him higher up the pitch. But this is why Liverpool, especially even without Trent, Gene, is we're going to need him to come in deep areas because he is that tempo center. He might not be the the dribbler, but in terms of passing and finding a pass, we're relying on McAllister more than Gravenberg. We got Gavi coming. So if you put Wharton and you expected to play McAllister further up the field, then it's gonna be difficult, Avi. That's my only concern.
Look,
Is he press resistant enough?
As in my
Listen.
sources tell me, there's not been any. Adam Wharton obviously will be like he's a youngster, but there's no real concrete interest this summer with Adam Wharton. He's a good
But
player.
there is context. But there's interesting, Gavi.
If I'm basing him off the back of the last 15 games, that's not a big enough sample size for this data. I'm sorry, G.
But what about
Javier
Gavi?
on the other hand,
Forget Avi, Gavi. We're talking about Gavi. Where's Gavi? Where's the links to where's our Gavi gone? Liverpool are gonna go for Gavi. Gavi.
Let's
We
go.
laughed at you that day.
when the transfer
We
window
laughed at you that day.
when the
Comments
transfer,
have just reminded me about
Okay,
Gavi.
super chats, boys. Super chats. Super
Jimmy,
chats.
when the transfer window opens, we will talk more.
Anji.
Oh, I tell you what, Luca hit the nail on the head. Top player, Valencia as well. I think he's Chelsea bound, though. Someone said to me, Baron Chia. He's a brilliant player, though. Another, Tine, go on the.
I don't need to. I know about him, Avi. I know about him.
Take a photo
I know about him.
and YouTube it.
I know about him. I know about him.
Okay, here we go.
Tine,
Shahdad.
give me this one. Tine, give me this. Oh, hold on, yar. Wait,
Yeah,
God,
super,
listen.
yaar.
Shahdad.
People are paid these.
Tine, these are
People are paid for these, man.
Put
Shahdad.
them money back then.
Asim, I've rattled him today. Look at him. He's gone pagal.
Avi, yeah,
He's
we
come
missed
back after a week and a half, and Tina's doing this to him today.
Oh, yaar, what is shouldn't kya hai, yaar? Come on.
Watch Wharton v Villa at Wembley. I
Yeah,
thought he was-
That'll be a good game.
That's
You know,
60
that'll be a
minutes.
good time to watch him.
Well, I thought he had a really good game in the semi-final. Wharton v Villa. That's what he's on about. He's not talking about the Villa final, you jokers.
Billy's Christmas has come early. You'll know.
Alex, again, thank you very much, bro. Do you think a PSG mini midfield would work in the Premier League? I think elite players like Vitinha. I know he came at Wolves and didn't work out, but I think he's a different Vitinha now. You get aggressive with those, and I think a really good part of PSG is, and we probably saw it, Gene, when Dembele wasn't playing. When you get really aggressive to them, you can get physical, and we saw it Aston Villa as well. But what Dembele gives them is another option where he can come into those pockets, and if
That's
it's not in the
problem.
pockets, he comes really as far as the halfway line, and then you've got the likes of Neves and Vitinha who can pick the ball and find him. So I think it can work because I think elite players like that can work. They will come unstuck to a physical side, but generally speaking, if you can do it in the Champions League against Arsenal and Liverpool, I think you can do it against West Ham and Newcastle.
Yeah.
Jeanette, and I've tweeted this as well before in defense of Adam Wharton. Yeah, because I do rate the player. He's the
Comes
closest.
the backtrack. Here comes the backtrack.
No. I've rated Adam Wharton since that first game 2 years ago.
You just told us it's 30.
No, I said I wouldn't play.
It was rattled. He was rattled then. I said it was rattled.
Okay,
Not right now.
Calm
wouldn't
down
play. Adam Wharton
rattled,
could be what Fabian Ruiz is to the Spain and PSG team. That's what he could be for us. A brilliant, elegant footballer, left-footed. He's got the guile. He's got the tackle. He's got the overall work rate. That's what Adam Wharton should emulate to be.
Avi, he's 21 years old, by the way. Yeah.
Fabian Ruiz is.
He's.
You named the Vitinha and Neves, but Fabian Ruiz is that glue. He holds that midfield, keeps it ticking. Brilliant.
But Avi, I'm telling you, Adam Wharton is 20. We keep forgetting he's 21 years old. This lad in 2 or 3 years' time is going to be on a different level.
No.
And by that time, Avi, by that time, he's past our.
Who do you want him
this
to
is my
name?
issue.
Wouldn't you want him to grow at a Palace game where he's guaranteed every game, every week? He might not be guaranteed every game week at Liverpool because of Gravenberch, McAllister.
It's all right. Go spend them. We need a squad. But we challenge on all fronts. We need a squad. Good players that are good enough to come and play in certain positions. The reason why Gravenberch has played flipping this many games and hasn't been as good as he's in the last few months is he's played that many minutes he hadn't played it previously, number one. And there isn't a player who can play that. Yes, McAllister can play there, but then you take McAllister out of his favored position. You need to have a player good enough to come in that can give you that, and that's what we're going to give him. He may not play every game, but he's going to get a good 25 games, isn't it? He's only 21.
If there's one player that I would take, Asim is this guy.
I like him.
Johnny Reinders. He's been brilliant for
I like him.
Brilliant player. Good
I
shout.
like him.
I use a Lindsay. Good shout.
I think Reinders, Avi, is the perfect balance between sort of keeping the ball and progressing the ball. Every time I
The
watch him,
late runs he
the way
makes
he
for the
receives
box,
the
the late
ball,
runs he makes for Milan as well this season.
yeah.
I
What
think
stands out for me is how Reinders receives the ball. He's so comfortable. But I'm sure I saw him get linked to Man City. I don't know how reliable those reports were. Yeah, Matt says he's going to City. Wow. I agree with Ali. Reinders can't play DM. He's more of a double pivot player for me. He's more of a pivot player. But selection is right though. He's a carrier. But the way he comes into those deep areas and receives it, turns and carries, wow. So nice.
Selectionist, your YouTube channel has 143,000 followers, yeah, subscribers. Can you tell them to subscribe to our channel as well? 143,000. You're having a bloody laugh. Carry on.
Avi, what have you eaten for dinner today? Or did you get any dinner?
Look at Billy. Look at Billy. Look at Billy going on Enzo Barranchia now as well. Anjay, see, they all come round in the end. They all come round. I
Skin
mentioned
your mute.
Barranchia.
Skin your
I
mute.
mentioned the Valencia midfield weeks ago on this show as well. Yeah, now they're all coming over, and he wants Adam Morton for 100 million because he played in the World Cup last year.
Avi, what's wrong with you, man?
Yeah,
We
we
won the
know.
title about 20 times, man. We won it the title, but we're just chilling out. Tu aap the mark pe rahe aaj.
I think Avi's missed the camera.
Yes, you know, yes, he's missed the camera, man.
You
Yeah,
missed the
Adam
camera.
Morton shortened for 100 million. Yeah, the mark.
Wharton, Shorten.
Just think a little bit. Come on. There's some talented players out there, yeah. We don't need to be spending 70, 80 million on Adam Morton.
Avi, anyway, look, I think we've done quite a bit on Wharton, Shorten, or yeah, Avi, quick, give us one, innit? The fans in the comments are waiting for you to give them one, man. Give us
How
one.
many
Yeah,
likes? How
give
many
it.
likes
Let
are
me
we on?
sleep. Let me sleep well tonight.
How many likes? How many likes are we on? Check that.
We're on 300 likes, Asim.
140.
He's chatting shit.
140.
140. There's, you know what? How many people in here across both platforms? There's still 450 people on YouTube, nearly 900 on Twitter. So I want
Come on,
those
boys,
likes.
smash the likes, man. Smash the likes.
We could easily get up to 300 likes. 300 likes, and you might get an update from Avi.
Asim, you've just
300,
retweeted.
300 likes
Asim,
will be here till 6 a.m.
Avi, he's just retweeted about Spurs.
Yeah,
From
because
Indy Callier.
my friend Indy Callier just sent me it on DM, and I'm showing a bit of support.
I've made contact with Liverpool regarding Diego Jota, Spurs, and open to the idea of doing business with Spurs if Dejan Kulusevski is included in the deal. Asim, you're a big fan of Kulusevski, man. I remember you spoke about him quite highly at the start of the season.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I think he can do shifts. I like him more inside in the number 10 position. He can press, he can run, he can carry, he can spin, he can go out wide and put Salah in those positions. He can create, he can cross, he can score. What is there not to like about this lad? What I would say is, what I would say is about him is, I think, he, what's that term? Where he has a really good purple patch, Avi.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. He goes missing a bit as well.
Yeah, but I think that's probably down to the team as well, Avi. Like Spurs, how much can you carry that team? Every time we've played them, it's Kulusevski who's been carrying that team. I'm telling you. But whether he likes that balance where Kulusevski plays, I know he's more physical than Harvey Elliott. Would you want, like Odegaard does play, I guess, and with Saka, but I think the way he wants to provide that running power for Salah, maybe Szoboszlai and a right footer is more of an action. Because if we've seen one goal, like a patterned goal in Liverpool this season, it is that goal, isn't it? Where the right back provides an underlap, or the number 10 goes into those, what Gene was saying, the KDB run. Salah goes out wide, deep creativity from deep, and the cutback. These coaches are obsessed with, high chance creation, and the cutback, zone 16, Avi, is one of those. So I think for that reason, a right footer would be more appealing for Liverpool. And the price, again, what's his name? Daniel Levy gets his price. I don't think Liverpool want to even deal with someone like him.
70 million.
Honestly, Liverpool would not want to deal with someone like him. How many transfers have we done again with
I think
with
was he there
with
when
Tottenham?
Robbie Keane with that Robbie Keane trans? That was a bit of a saga as well. We still had to
Yeah.
end up. Was Levi Simmons?
But Robbie Keane was dying to move as well, though. Avi. And they did respect him a little bit.
He was
Yeah.
dying,
I think
he was dying for the move to Liverpool, then he was dying to go back to Spurs as well 6 months later.
Yeah, and I think it
Yeah.
was Rafa, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Who
Um,
else have we signed really from Spurs?
I can't remember.
I don't think we've not done business that side.
I would go for Xavi Simmons, Alex, all day long. Over Kulu. It's because what I mentioned. I think Xavi Simmons can play in the right space, in the left space. He can play left wing and do a bit of a Coutinho role. If we've got Kirkes running up and down, I think there's more versatility with Simons. Would you choose Simons over Kulu?
Simmons just not. He's not my kind of player either. I've said that. I don't think we'd get.
You're up Zudikov's ass, aren't you? That's why.
I said that I don't think we would get Ekitike and I don't think we'd get Xavi Simmons this summer. I said that very early on. While people are having feelings,
Do you think Liverpool will bring in the number 10 though?
people are having feelings and thoughts about those two players, but I said no.
Are we?
Huh?
Do you think we bring in
Liam Nelson, that's it, Ben. Well done, mate.
what?
Respect to you for getting that right.
Oh,
I was
Liam
thinking
No,
of
we
Chris.
got him
I
from
was-
Wimbledon. We got him from Wimbledon, man.
Yeah.
Or even
yeah.
Leon Nelson, we got him from Wimbledon for 7.5 million or something. Not from.
Well, he went to Spurs then
We
afterwards.
sold him- we
Where did we
sold
get Christian's? Where did we get Christian Ziga from?
Ziga was from
Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough.
Middlesbrough.
Yes.
That's it.
Angie, Avi, go on, lad.
Even that, and that was a saga. Oh, they sued us, didn't they, the bastards?
Yeah, they did.
I can remember as a
5.5
kid,
million.
and that saga, you're right. I used to go on a website. I don't think it's still around. Teamtalk.com.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Planet
it's
Football.
still around.
PlanetFootball.com.
Is it still
Yeah.
around?
Planet
Team
Football.
Talk.
You know, I tell you a story. You know when we bought Ziga, and no word of law, I thought he was the missing jigsaw.
I
know.
loved him, you know, Avi.
We ended up
And he
having
was
to
at
pay-
Bayern Munich.
ended up having to pay Jamie Carragher on the left.
He was wicked. You know, when he was before he was in that, I think it was the Euro '96.
No need to
Yeah,
say
but-
sorry,
but
Evan. No need to
Ziga
say
was in
sorry.
there. Ziga was there.
Thank you, Ben.
John Skins.
Guess who I was? I
Gales
thought
we
who
bought
was
from
the mi-
Wimbledon. He was with from Wimbledon, then we sold him on to.
Avi, I thought as a kid who was the missing piece was Speedy Gonzalez.
Gonzalez. Really?
I thought he's awesome. Like when he came, but flipping out.
Did he play against that Maccabi Haifa and he scored as well? He scored in that game, yeah.
Yeah, I think he did.
He won,
He
right,
did.
2-1. Yeah. I remember that game. It was a qualifier.
He did.
Qualifier.
It was a
Anyway.
qualifier.
A trip down memory lane. Team Talk. I might even go on them. I just to see if they're
There's
still
two
around.
players who I thought were the missing Dixon. One was Ziga when we got from Middlesbrough because he had a cracking season, yeah, and we were missing a left back, and
Yeah.
then he messed up and then played Carragher. I thought the second one was going to be Harry Kewell. When we
I
bought
was
him,
buzzing, Avi. I was buzzing when we signed
he was
Kewell.
better than Giggs at that stage
He
as well.
was.
Come on,
He was
man.
unbelievable.
We got him for 5
Kewell
million.
was special, man. But
He's another one.
Aquilani broke my heart, man. Aquilani, I was. Kasme Avi, I was
El
buzzing
Principe,
because I just
El
lost
Principe.
Alonso. Yeah, I
El
just lost
Principe.
Alonso, but I thought, you know what? Aquilani, man. Kasme, what a letdown.
You know when he played in that League Cup game against Arsenal, he was good for that 20-25 minute cameo though.
Yeah,
When
that
he
cameo, that
was
ball.
on that
I
play.
saw that ball. You see that ball that he played straight across?
Mm. There's some big news on the Madrid side that Real Madrid are confident they are signing Dean Huijsen.
They're
Thoughts?
confident of signing everyone in it.
But where do we
Look,
go if we can't sign Dean Huijsen? Any other defenders? You named about 15 midfielders, Avi. Can you remember? Can you name about 15 defenders?
It's crazy how you're mentioning Real Madrid. 2 days ago, someone tweeted. I'm not sure who, but someone tweeted. The player as of 2 weeks ago only wanted Liverpool. Chelsea's money hasn't swayed his decision. Hoping Real Madrid don't gazump this deal. Thank you very much. 2 days ago, 48
So
hours.
basically,
ago.
so he's covered his back.
You keep retweeting,
Yeah.
your journalists. No problem.
I don't
So
retweet
basi-
anyone.
Look, Avi. Look, I always give you your flowers where you're due your flowers. You know that. You can't knock me for that. Yeah, do I not give you flowers when you deserve it, these flowers?
Let
I
me
always
find
do.
this tweet.
You do.
Thank you. It was him, Asim, innit? He said it.
It was me.
I
who
know.
said
I know. I'm finding it. I couldn't make out what you're saying.
it.
Selection
Can you
was
please
added.
have me on alert?
As of 2
Can
weeks
you please
ago,
have
only
me?
one-
Asim, if you had me on alert, your feelings would be so much more eased. Your feelings and thoughts wouldn't be as bad as they are now.
But Avi, people are asking, hey, to ho gaya? People are asking, hey, to ho gaya?
listen. The orange machine is away at the moment. When the transfer window opens, it's going to be
Okay.
bomber after bomber.
Okay,
Football bombers. Are we ready to say one?
Oh, here we go. Go on. Wait. Go on.
Look, I have maybe mentioned it once or twice on the show. We have looked a couple of times at Omari Hutchinson of Ipswich. I'm just putting it out there as cover for
If
Mohamed
we,
Salah.
oh my God.
I'm just
How old
saying,
is he? How old is he?
23.
Omari
You got me. You got me ready. Yeah, you got me ready to mention fucking Omari Hutchinson. Get the fuck off this show.
No, look, it's not his fault, yeah.
I know. I'm sorry for swearing. Yeah.
I can,
Give me Omari Hutchinson.
I can make up
That doesn't
names.
even
all the-
deserve a bomber, Asim.
Guys, look, I can name all the world wonder kids. that say we need this. I'm only going to tell you. I'm only going to tell you the truth.
Avi did a drum roll for Omari Hutchinson.
It is what it is.
Avi, yaar, cuss me. Bro, we're going to lose subscribers because of that. Why do we talk to... No, I'm only messing.
It is what it is, boys. Look,
Avi, why do you think he appeals
I'm
to
just
us?
saying that.
No, Asim, he is giving us news that he's heard it.
No,
He's not-
why do you? I said, why do you think
I think Salah's
that
game
he appeals to us?
will have to be managed a little bit better because he's given us his all. Up until February, Salah lug, he was going all the way. But we do need to give him some rest. He just look. He's been watched once or twice. I'm just telling you that, guys, now. And he's British. The more and more I think about it, it's a deal that fucking could possibly happen.
Okay. Okay. And we haven't discussed the left back.
But if you don't want a name, he was dropped yesterday. He didn't play yesterday, actually. Rodrigo, we've liked him from Santos. I don't know any recent links. I don't know any recent interest either. But he was very much liked under Michael Edwards at Santos before he went to Real Madrid. And we were very close speaking with Rodrigo, his father as well. So let's see. But Rodrigo, I don't know any interest. I do know the backstory that he was very much like that Santos. And we held talks with Rodrigo and his father.
Wouldn't he be the perfect signing?
He would be a gold dust. He would be gold dust signing. Gold dust.
Come play on the right, come play on the left.
Well, don't you think if Diaz signs a new contract, then it's Chutti?
Then it's Chutti.
There's a lot of jigsaws, little puzzles that need to be solved, Asim. A lot of work to be done this summer. We will still see that reset. We will see a big rebuild. It's just calmer right now. Kirkus talk. Look, I said Kirkus talk had calmed down. People were saying, no, he's going to sign. Now it's a little bit calm again. No one knows the ins and outs. Player interest.
Then how the fuck do you know the ins and outs?
I will always get messages here and there. Abby, we like this guy, like that.
Okay.
But Rodrigo, look, it's not come from me. I don't know any interest of Rodrigo. I never knew of interest of Julian Alvarez. If you want me to be a proper fake ITK,
I'm joking, yeah. I believe you, man. I believe you. I know you don't give me shit. I like to mess about with you, man.
I'm talking about the viewers. I could give you fake names all the time and get my following up, this and that. But I don't. If I get a shit name, I'll give you lot shit names. That's it. That's why Chip's always been the truth.
Okay. Anything else that we need to discuss?
Get me Mateus Fernandes of Southampton.
Okay.
How much would he cost, Avi?
25 million. He's got a
relegation buyout clause?
Release clause, yeah.
Okay.
All
right.
Ali goes to Ram Sham, Kone Shone, Okutage. Remember that summer? I'll never forget that summer. Ram Shuram, Kone Shone.
I wasn't the one who was making the thumbnails. He was making the thumbnails for Shuram, Kone Shone.
Oh, Ram Sham. I remember that summer.
I think we were all looking for.
Guys, I'm sorry. I know Mario Hutchinson isn't the name. He's not on my name either of list. But look, I'm just saying that that's a name that he's been looked at as and he would definitely be coming in as a impact sub. There's no way he's been guaranteed. He would be guaranteed first team football at Liverpool.
Okay.
Avi, do you think before we go, do you think we bring in a number 10 this summer?
Yes. 8-10, 8 hybrid 10.
Gene?
Nope.
Ooh.
Wait, if it's Javi Simmons, then yeah. The guy that can play on both sides, then I can see the Simmons deal, but I think a 10 is a bit difficult.
The selection with
I, I
Bitcoin's recent
couldn't
release.
believe he's got 143,000 subscribers. Go on, selection. Go on.
So there's a phase two selection, yeah?
We're good friends. We're very good friends.
What's his YouTube channel called?
Selection. Click his name. Go on to his channel.
Nice, man. Head over and give him a
No,
subscription.
Like and
he's
subscribe.
subscribers. What? He had 143,000
Why
subscribers.
not? Why not? There's 1,500 people here. Oh, okay. TK. Is that done? That's the wrap?
Asim,
Anything
would you take Shuameni in the summer?
Ooh, would I take Shuameni?
And is he a first?
How
just
how
for
old
you.
is he? How old is he?
24, 25.
He said no to us 2-3 times, Avi. But he didn't say no to Slot. Would I take him? Yes. Yes. I think
My final question for Gene: does Kanate sign a new contract?
Ooh.
Yes.
Good man. Okay.
Does Kanate sign a new contract, Avi?
Kanate 100% signs a new contract. Maybe in the next week or so.
Whoa!
Sorry? That was a better bumper than your bullshit fucking Omari Hutchinson. Should say something like that. Give me some happiness.
Well,
Hey,
who was
Mike.
who was the
he-
first one to say
well-
we'll expect Trent news next week on the show 2 weeks ago, and we did get that news last week. So
Yeah, you did.
Kanate, maybe the next week we'll get a 4-year contract.
That's a bumper. Yeah, that's what I want to hear. Not this Omari Hutchinson shit, bro. Give me someone like that.
You gotta,
Make me a little slightly happy. Make me happy. Hey, my Omari Hutchinson na pata nahi kutu ki nahi aanda.
Asim, you're confident about Kanate, aren't you? Haven't we got links with Ahmed Al Khalifa, our good friend
That's your
in
link. Then. That's your link, Avi.
Bahrain? That's all I'm saying. Kanate will be a red beyond this summer.
I'm not as confident as you are with Kanate. Would that mean I'm concerned?
Oh, this is a wicked comment.
Oh, wait. If I think it's Taib. If you're saying that we were getting Zuba, you know we were there and done and dusted. I've been saying
That's not his fault. You can't blame Avi for Zuba Mendy. You can't blame Avi, but I have to put this comment up. Avi, you definitely
Avi,
are
who
the
is this
best
guy?
on YouTube.
Who is this guy?
Fayez. I think I met Fayez as well. Me, him, and Ahmed met at that Liverpool Porto game. You know, when I met Gina.
Oh, okay.
Oh, cha.
Avi was enjoying hospitality that night. Hanjay.
That's your good friend.
Okay, TK. Ali says
Done.
Kanate stays. I hope he stays. But I'm slightly worried as well, Avi. When those guys come knocking around.
We'll talk after. There's no need to worry about Ibrahim.
Oh, shut up. If you want Ibu news, I'll give you it. So don't give me that bullshit. I'm slightly worried about him. But Cello, this is not happening.
What does this mean? What does this mean in English? What does inshallah soon mean?
Inshallah soon, like
God willing.
God willing soon.
Okay, Fir. Okay.
Asim, I'll talk to you afterwards.
All right, TK. Thank you very much for listening, people. There's still 1,500 people here, man. Honestly, there's still nearly 400 people here, 1,000 people on X. We even put a message.
Come on,
out.
guys. The guys on X Asim, yeah. Come on. There are. You watch a show like this, the banter that we have. Please just jump over, smash the like button. I'll make sure I cook Avi every other show because I know he talks a lot of shit. But come on, let's smash the subscribe and like button. And
when are we letting
soon.
people know about the big
Hold
news?
on. Before
No, after the season.
Are we talking about Liverpool doing a rebuild? Are we doing any kind of recruitment rebuilding this summer?
There will be news in the pipeline. It's coming, man. It's coming. We have to be let it all get sorted.
If anyone wants to come to the channel, everyone's got a face and a camera. You're always welcome to be a regular. You know, we need some contributors this season. But we'll obviously vet you first. Got to pass a strict chip test. If you do that, you know, if you can talk about bollocks, you're in.
Yeah, we need to sort your contract out first.
I know. I mean, this is your
Wait,
contract up first.
Wait, where do you want me to sign?
Ah, God.
I am renewing with no pay increase. No pay increase. I'm not Trent here. Asim. There you go. Signed to 400. That's what
120 million. I don't want. Oh.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
Bilal goes,
people.
Kamala, count me up. Bilal, the next time you come on, if I don't see a
More than-
camera, I'm going to give you tulle.
Ben,
So
the
you
next
better
time we
have
do
your,
a-
just
have
need
your
a
shave
haircut.
ready.
The next
just
time we
need a
do
haircut.
the next time we do a call-in show, Ben, you'll have to come on and then we can talk afterwards as well.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Yep. Okay, people. Thank you very much for tuning in. We see you on the next one. Take care.
Take care, guys.
And, good night. Bye bye.